How freaking confident am I to be doing a full-blown video in the airport? Like, self-growth, guys. Hey guys, so let me just literally give you no intro, no nothing. I'm here to tell you about catching flights and not feelings, and I'm at the airport, so you know this isn't about gimmicks. I'm actually living the life that I speak. I'm currently on my way to Qatar. I'm currently in Bahrain. I just came yesterday from London. I don't really have a script. I just thought that this would be a good environment, a good vibe, a nice background to talk about why you should focus on dating yourself, why this might be your season for preparation, and why that doesn't need to be seen as a bad thing. Bro, being single is a blessing. Obviously, look, I'm not a silly babe. I understand there's comfort in being in a relationship. There's nice princess treatment, someone carry your bag. So even today, or yesterday I should say, when I was carrying my own bag, I was like, but realistically, all that you can gain from being by yourself, I'm gonna talk to you about it, girl. I'm gonna talk to you about it. So, hey guys, thanks for watching. My name is Anashay, and I'm gonna tell you all about enjoying being single and decentering men and having an abundance mindset. Only when I actually understood what they were did I start to really reap the benefits. Every so often, I'm just checking that we're not boarding, because if we start boarding, I gotta go. I'm not missing my flight for this video, I'm so sorry. Genuinely realizing that what's meant for you will come to you, and so you don't need to hold on to anything. I think the scarcity mindset is killing every single relationship. Every single woman who could be excelling is settling because she thinks that there's not going to be better. If you think that the best you can get is what you have right now, then you're going to not stick to your standards to the highest degree. Number one, the most important thing you can do for yourself is to be happy alone. That is the very first thing that you need to do for yourself. You need to see time when you are with no one, when there's time where you have no plans, as exciting. If you're not excited to be on your own company, entertaining yourself, then you are already doomed for any relationship, whether that's friendships, boyfriends, marriage, anything. You're doomed, because you need to be able to be willing to walk away at any given point. Any given point you need to know, I'm happy to walk away. And look, I'm gonna state my limitations as a person. I've never been married, I've never had children, so I don't know how easy that is to do in those circumstances. But as a young person, if you're not committed to anyone by marriage or by children, then you especially need to be ready to walk away at any given point, because you know that you being by yourself isn't the worst case scenario. If you constantly think that you being on your own is the worst case scenario, then you're going to settle for the rest of your life. If you just see a Saturday and say, oh, I didn't have any plans for Saturday, fun, that's exactly the mindset you should be off. If you're thinking, dang, like maybe I should go on this website and start swiping so that I have a plan on the weekend, what is wrong with your own company? Get a grip, get a hobby. Like, do you actually have hobbies? Like, do you actually have a hobby? Because I started to get into running, and then through running I made friends, but that was never the idea of running. I can speak about my love for running for days, but the reason I love running so much is because you're forced to be by yourself. As much as you might run in run clubs, which I do, when you're running, it's you and your thoughts. It's you deciding, am I going to run that extra kilometer? It's you deciding, am I going to stop right now? It's you constantly in an internal dialogue with yourself. Get to actually know yourself. Get to know, do you know what? I'm lazy. The things I'm doing are proving I'm lazy. You need to actually know yourself, know your limitations, know what you actually like, and constantly have an internal dialogue with yourself. I always speak to myself. That's why I wanted to start the YouTube channel, because I already do this. This whole, like, me speaking to myself, this would happen in a mirror anyway. Like, this is not new. All I've done is I've bought some equipment so that you guys can watch me do what I already do for myself. If you don't constantly talk to yourself, your relationship with yourself is the first most important one that you're going to have. Like, make sure you have a very solid relationship with yourself. Oh, it says boarding soon. Okay, fine. So you guys have me for another 10-15. So first and foremost thing that you can do is be so happy in your own company. That's the first thing. Then when you do start dating, you're not going to settle, because I think that's where the scarcity thing comes from. You're never going to be worried about when you're dating, is another one going to come around? Because you don't mind. If no one does come around, if no one is there as an alternative, let's say you're dating someone and you're like, it's a small tiny detail, but like it's going to bother me, so I don't like this, I don't want to date this person. If you're in a scarcity mindset, you're going to say, but there's not going to be someone who has all these other things that I like, so maybe I just stay with him and settle. Wrong. First of all, if you're happy alone, then you won't care about that, because naturally you'll think, even if I don't have him, I still have me. I was happy before him, so if I cut him off, I'll be happy still. Do you get what I'm saying? You should be happy before meeting said person, so that you no longer give them too much value. And then secondly, if you trust in your source, that you know yourself, I know what I attract, I know the energy I give off, I know what I radiate, so I know someone's gonna come again. Like realistically, if anything, I'm fending them off. Because your energy, when you're not looking, is the most attractive. That's the irony of it. When you're not looking, that's when you attract everything. And that's why a lot of people say the old man's tale, which is you always find the best things when you're not looking. And loads of people like to dispute that and say, no, you need to be on dating websites, like the new modern age of dating is dating websites wrong. I know loads of people who have had successful relationships through dating websites. I'm not trying to downplay that, but I think the best interactions I've had are when I'm not looking, I'm just living my life. People are attracted to people who are that's another thing. People are attracted to people who are content within themselves. Think about someone who you've had a friend crush on. Like I have friend crushes, or I used to have friend crushes all the time, and I'll think like, what is it about that person that makes me really want to be their friend? Or what is it about that person that makes me want to really hang out with them specifically? And it was always because they seemed so happy within themselves. They seemed so content, regardless of whether I was there or not. So that naturally drew me to them. The people that are the most attractive energy-wise, always the people who don't really care if you're there or not. They're gonna be having a good time regardless. All the needy people, clingy people, that's not naturally attractive to you as a person, whether it's relationship wise or friendship wise. The people who interest you, or the people who, like on the train, they just seem so like happy, right? Like, they just seem so full and within themselves, and they don't need anything else. That's the energy you want to give. First of all, you want to give because you don't want to need anyone else. You want to be full and content within yourself. And the funny thing is, when you are full and content within yourself and you don't want anything, that's when you attract the most, because that's the most attractive version of you, not someone who's needy, seeking, desperate. When you just have your own energy, your own aura, it's going to naturally just attract people who are like, that's a good energy to be around. Every single time, sorry, I am going to be checking my flight. Every single time I've been approached when I've just been doing like nothing, like walking to Pilates or running, or I don't know, at like a food place or something, every single time is when I've been the most unbothered. Like I've never even considered, there's going to be people here that might approach me. As soon as you're in that mindset, you're looking like a leech, and no one likes a leech. People are drawn to what seems already full. Like if you're thinking, what do I want? You want the prettiest flower, right? You don't want the flower that's withering and dying and looking for water. You want the flower that's already blossomed. So be the blossom flower naturally, just for your own sake, and then you're going to naturally attract friends that are of the same type of energy that you're on, relationships that are on the same type of energy that you're on. And you'll also know that if it stops serving me, or if it doesn't serve me, you're actually happy to walk away and go. And what you'll find is, as soon as you start thinking like that, you're going to get more and more and more and more and more. It's only been 4 months, and I've made so many more friends from just things that I enjoy now versus last year when I was kind of not doing much. Because I think I just give a energy of completeness and wholeness and happiness and freedom. Some actionable things you can do if you're looking for actionable things are to find hobbies that you really, really enjoy and do those hobbies. This is me personally, you don't have to copy my template, but here's some hobbies you can practice or try. So I do Pilates every Wednesday, reformer, because I don't know, the mat one doesn't do the same thing. Then I try and do hot yoga every Sunday, or at least once a week. It's usually on a Sunday. And then I run 3 times a week as a minimum. Like, that's my minimum. I personally run 3 times a week. and I've naturally gone to more running clubs, met more runners, met a lot of people who are just of the same mindset of just fitness is key right now. I went to this event that was meant to be running dating, but I went there with the intention of I want to laugh. It was just genuinely fun, but not because I went there to find my husband. If you constantly are thinking, I'm looking to find my future partner, I feel like you're just going to attract people who are also desperate, and you'll never find good things in desperation. If you guys are trying to be in a relationship, before you've done what you want to do, think about why you are seeking a relationship so bad, and think about if you could solve that problem for yourself, would you still be seeking a relationship that bad? So I know that, for example, a lot of people get in a relationship because they want the comfort of someone who's going to take them on said dates. Like, oh, I want to be going on dates every week with my man, and you know, he's going to cover the bill. How about if you started making enough money that you could take yourself on dates alone? Would you still want said man? Because then that man is of no value, because hopefully eventually you're going to grow and develop and then actually be able to take yourself on those holidays, and then, or not holidays, on those dates. Will you still want the man? Like, what do you want outside of what he can give you? Make sure that you're dating because they're actually adding value to your life. I always ask myself this, because I think very often it's really easy to date because dating is fun, and then for me it gets really boring when I realize I don't actually want this. Like this, I can genuinely have fun on my own. Like, I am someone who's always been very good enjoying life, chopping life when I'm on my own, so I don't need to date in order to have fun. But just think, what is this person actually adding to my life? Are they actively adding to my life, or is this really a friendship? I think a lot of the time, a lot of people would just be better as friends. My fight is building, but what I would basically like to emphasize is that, girl, boy, whoever's watching, you can have the most fruitful, just joyful. What you're really searching for in your life is joy. And I think most of that can be found from traveling the world. So that's why flights over feelings isn't just a saying, it's a mantra, it's a way of living. And it's the way I live. I am always happy to travel. I gain so much from traveling. And naturally, when you're content, you're going to attract what's really truly meant for you, and not just what you're searching for in desperation. And have faith in God always, that he's going to give you things when you need them, or when you actually are ready for them. So if you're in your season of preparation, see that as a blessing, because there's so much to gain from being single. There's so much to learn about yourself. There's so much time you can focus on building yourself that you might not have otherwise. When you now have children or obligations in your life, you're not going to have the same time to just focus on yourself. So see it as a blessing, not as a curse, and stop trying to rush into the next chapter of your life. If you, right now your season is to be single, enjoy being single. There's so much to enjoy, and I don't mean it in the sense of like go to the club every night, kiss strangers. That's not what I mean. I mean, like, genuinely, I feel so liberated and free to not have someone I need to be constantly like taking into consideration with all of my decisions, etc. Like, it's freeing. First and foremost, pray about it. Pray about it, pray to the Lord, tell him what you want. I think we need to stop being so formal in the sense of, tell God, you know what, God, I really want to see what dating is like for me. I'd love to go on a few dates. You don't need to search for and start downloading profiles. He will provide. Believe that your God is the provider. That's really all, guys. I hope you enjoyed this video while I'm at the airport. I hope the audio is fantastic, and I hope you have a great day. I'm now going to catch my flights and not catch any feelings. Bye.